Thus far, the next generation is sorely missing a juiced-up Devil May Cry type experience. This probably has to do a lot with the fact that only a handful of people in Japan ever bought a 360. So the platform is missing that special brand of stylistic games that Japanese developers tend to do so well. AQ Interactive is answering that call with Bullet Witch, and we recently played through the Japanese import to see what we can expect from the game when it eventually arrives in the States. Bullet Witch takes place in the extraordinarily bleak future. After a massive earthquake, a second Middle Eastern war, and a homicidal virus takes care of Earth's overpopulation problem, an army of demons picks the perfect time to launch a massive invasion. The game starts in 2013, during an era known as humanity's dusk. The few humans left wandering the streets are being picked off by undead soldiers, and that's where the Bullet Witch steps in. You play as Alicia, a sorceress equally gifted at dark magic and heavy firearms. Her primary tool of destruction is called the Gun Rod. With a quick spin, it alternates between a machine gun, shotgun, heavy cannon, and Gatling gun. The B button cycles through the gun types, and X reloads. R1 fires, L1 prompts an acrobatic evasion, and A triggers a melee attack if you get close enough to use it. Your main enemies are the legion of zombie troops that surprisingly carry machine guns, rocket launchers, and sniper rifles. We never knew that gunpowder was so big in hell. Later in the game, you meet her significantly big brothers with heavy feet and Gatling gun arms. All of them work to protect huge floating brains with impressive telekinetic powers. They can't attack you directly, but they can pick up just about anything in the environment and send it crashing down on top of you. Killing them not only prolongs your life, but opens up new areas for you to run and gun through. The interesting thing about the gunplay is you don't pick up ammo. Reloading drains your magic meter instead, leaving you to decide whether a swarm of bullets or a supercharged spell will be more effective. Both your health and magic levels replenish over time, provided you're not standing in a wave of gunfire. So you have an unlimited supply of both if you're patient enough. Alicia may be versed in black magic, but she's technically fighting for the good guys. So in various levels, you'll get backup from human soldiers. You can't command them, and you aren't required to keep them alive, but they're pretty effective at distracting and confusing some of the larger enemies. When raw firepower isn't enough to even the odds, you can take advantage of Alicia's elemental abilities. You can bring up and cycle through 3 magic rings that display her attack spells with the left and right shoulder buttons. You then select them by pressing their corresponding face button. These charged up powers include Ancient Wall that quickly erects a stone barrier you can stand behind for brief cover, Willpower that force blasts any inanimate objects in front of you, Rose Spear for when you want to impale a group of enemies on jagged spikes and then light them on fire, and Elemental Shot which charges up whatever gun you're currently using. When you need to take down the big guns like bulletproof tanks and King Kong-sized mutant monsters, you have a select group of spells that drain the majority of your magic. The first of these is Thunder, a cinematic lightning burst that takes out the lesser enemies in its blast radius, along with whatever target you select before you bring the electric hammer down. All of this may make it sound like the Bullet Witch is close to invincible, but the game throws a great deal of enemies at you. The areas cover a lot of distance too, allowing you enough time to recharge your health and magic, but also requiring you to pick your attacks carefully. So far we have some concerns about the hit detection in the game, but there's still plenty of time to clean this up before it heads stateside. The US release date has not been set, but we'll conjure up our full review whenever Alicia comes to save America from the imminent apocalypse.